Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome to the workshop, to the Going Pro with Pinterest workshop. I will be your host today. This is Tanya McGill Freeman with digitalsophisticate.com, and I am so glad that you've decided to join me this evening as we go pro with Pinterest. I am excited to share some wonderful, super stealthy Pinterest marketing secrets with you that should help grow your list, drive traffic to your site, and ultimately increase sales, which is what we all want to do, I think. So I'm just thrilled that you're here, and I really appreciate you guys spending this time with me. And hopefully, you all got your workbooks, the little packets. It's about a 5-page packet. Should have come in your email when you registered for the webinar. So get those out to follow along. And this is going to be a wonderful time. So thanks again for joining me. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Again, I'm Tanya McGill Freeman with digitalsophisticate.com, and I just really appreciate you guys being here. I have a background in television and social media. I've actually been in television for over 15 years, television advertising, and I have had a love for social media since about 2008. And I've been coaching and teaching in it for almost 2 years. It's been a deep passion of mine ever since I was first exposed to Twitter and LinkedIn and Facebook and all of that since about 2008. But really started coaching people in it informally and then a little bit more formally as of about 2 years ago. And launched in August of 2012, digitalsophisticate.com, where I actually started taking on clients and really delving into the deeper work of using it for marketing and for list building and to really help businesses grow their networks and seeing how it could work for business and for solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and small businesses to grow their businesses and take their businesses to the next level. So it's a huge passion of mine. Some of you who know me personally already know this about me, how much I love it, and some of you who don't will hopefully pick that up throughout this workshop together. I've chosen to do this Going Pro with Pinterest workshop with you all specifically on Pinterest today because Pinterest, it happens as much as I love, all the social media properties that I've gotten really involved with between Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and all these different platforms there are. Pinterest is kind of my favorite. It's the one that really captures my heart the most. And I want to really show you guys how you can use it for your business and in your 2014 marketing plans. So I'm going to go through the workbook that I sent you guys today and teach you a little bit more about some ways you can use it for your business. And then I do want to let you know that at the end of the webinar here in the workshop, I'm going to take a few minutes to just share the details of a brand new program I'm going to be opening the doors on here for this month and to help you launch your 2014 Pinterest marketing plans. So if you're interested, you can hang around for that, and I can tell you a way that you can possibly look into working with me further to ramp up your Pinterest marketing efforts for your business if you're interested. And if you decide to do that, great. I'll give you the details of that, and we'll talk about that towards the end. But in the meantime, I just want to go through and tell you about some really wonderful ways you can use Pinterest to rock out your business marketing plan. So if you will go to page 3 of your workbook, the very first thing I would love for you to do is just take a few seconds here to set your intention for this workshop. And I've got some lines there at the top of the workbook if you printed it out to go through and just write down what your intentions are, what you would like to accomplish during this workshop, whether it's for, your personal intentions and what your goals are, or what you would like to accomplish for your business, or just running your personal Pinterest page. That's fine. Just what is something you'd like to learn, or what are your intentions for what you'd like to take away from this. So if you want to write those down, just take a couple minutes and think about that. Write those down, jot that down real quickly. And that way you have a measurable thing you can take away and walk away from this workshop knowing that you've accomplished during this workshop. That would be wonderful. And so just write that down real quick. And that's at the top of page 3 of your workbook there. And once you've got that down, now I'm going to move on into the second part of that towards the middle of page 3. And I want to just share with you a few top ideas. There are many ideas for strategic things that you can do to pin to get you started on Pinterest. There are lots. I mean, there are just a slew of ideas for things you can pin. But some of the top ones, and I'm going to explain why these are some of the top ones that you can do, I've listed here. And you'll notice that I start out with infographics. Infographics are a wonderful thing that you can generate yourself and post on Pinterest. They do really, really well. They gather a lot of engagement when you post infographics about statistics in your business or about the businesses that you cater to as clients. And you can actually generate them pretty easily. They're rather intimidating when you look at them. When you see others that post them, you kind of can think, oh, wow, where do they get all this information and how they generate this and where would I start? I need to have graphic designers and, all these, people with all these other talents that maybe I don't have, to be able to come up with all this. But you don't necessarily have to have all those resources. There is a wonderful program out there called Infogram. And I will spell that out for you so you'll have the website. It's a free website that you can go and start generating your own infographics to put on Pinterest. And it's a wonderful website. That's infogr.am, Infogram. And I will actually put it in the chat here so that you guys will have it at the bottom. And it's Infogram. Again, that's www.infogr.am. And you can use it to generate your own infographics based with, on statistics for your business. And you can post those, and they just will generate so much wonderful interaction from other Pinterest users for your clients. Infographics are a fantastic way to express different bits of information about your business. So infographics, wonderful, excellent piece of information, type of information delivery that you can actually post in Pinterest. And the next thing is teaser text. And by teaser text, I mean, having an image with some kind of text overlay on it that draws the viewer of your pin in and makes them want to click on it, to take them through and drive that traffic through to click on it, and then have that, be clickable through to your website. So teaser text is huge. And you can actually use some free tools, online tools. Another one I'm going to share with you and go into in a little bit is PicMonkey. That's www.picmonkey.com. And it is a largely free resource that you can use to take stock photography that you've got, and you can go in and add text to it, text overlays and graphics and things like that on top of the image that you have pulled into PicMonkey, and you can put the teaser text on there, and it's going to really make the eye go to it, make the person that is looking at your pin really want to go in and click on it and therefore click through to your website. So I've put in the chat box, I've put the URL for that so you can see that as well. Again, it's www.picmonkey.com. So I highly recommend that. It does have a Royal, they call it, ROYAL, Royal paid feature that you can pay a few dollars a month to access their paid tools, but The free version is fantastic. I highly recommend it. I think you guys would get a lot out of it if you wanted to try it out. It's awesome. So that's a great resource for you. And I'm going to show you how to use it in just a few minutes. Another thing, the third idea for some great ideas to pin here, strategic things to pin, would be videos. Videos are awesome on Pinterest because, and I've got the main page of my Pinterest account pulled up here to show you guys. As you can see, and I'm going to refresh the page here for you guys, rarely do people really post videos. It's just people kind of forget that you can post videos. They tend to think of Pinterest as a place you can only post static images. Videos do extremely well on Pinterest because so few people really post them. And when you do, you become a big fish in a small pond. So posting videos is so fantastic. And I have to share with you guys, let me click on to a very good friend of mine. This is a wonderful site I'll share with you guys. It's Herbiary, Herbiary, Herbiary in Pinterest. They are a wonderful online herb store and brick and mortar herb store in Philadelphia. They have 2 stores in Philadelphia. They're a very successful, wonderful herb business that is just they're the who's who of herbs online and in Philadelphia. They're fabulous. And here, for example, is their recipe board. And you can go on their recipe board and they will give you recipes combining different herbs that they sell. And they actually have videos that will show you how to put them together. Here's one for herbal tea that my pen is hovering on right now. They post them to Vimeo and then they upload it here to Pinterest. And they actually have one that is also, let's see, for one I love that's elderberry syrup. And they take you through this wonderfully, beautifully produced video for how to make elderberry syrup that will just have your mouth watering. It's just divine. And lots of other ones, but this is just a very small portion of their Pinterest page, their Pinterest site that takes you through and shows you a lot of different things. But they've really utilized this board beautifully, and their videos are absolutely exquisite, and it will just make you wish that you were in the store shopping for their stuff right then, because you want to run out and grab the ingredients to make these wonderful recipes. So that's an excellent way to use your boards, for things like how-tos. If you have certain types of products or things that you sell and you want to teach your clients and your audience how to use them, use video. It's a wonderful demonstration of how your audience can actually put whatever it is you sell to work for them. We'll go back to the main board here. And another thing I listed that does really well are checklists. Checklists are fantastic. People love checklists. Checklists do really, really well. I think that it's human nature for people to really get into having a very quick kind of a tick list of things that they can tick down and go through. So that's why they love checklists. They love to save them and repin them, refer back to them often. So checklists do really, really well. So I often recommend to people that they put some checklists together and post those in Pinterest. They just do great. So it's another wonderful thing. And then if we go down to the bottom of page 3, and you'll see below those ideas for strategic things to pin, I've got a section that starts with the most important real estate. So if you'll go to that section, I'm going to tell you the answer to this, or the completed statement to this statement here, the completed portion. The most important real estate on my Pinterest page is, and to complete that statement, it would be, is in the first 2 rows of boards. In other words, anything above the fold. So, and I'm going to move on here to my actual Pinterest page to show you guys what this means. On your main Pinterest page, okay, and I'm going to slow down a bit to pull this up for you guys. The most highly coveted part of the real estate part of your main Pinterest page is going to lie within these first 2 rows of your Pinterest page, because those are the 2 rows that lie above the fold. When we say fold, we mean anything that goes, anything below this part where the page gets cut off. Anything below that is below the fold. Anything that lies above that is above the fold. And that tends to be in the first 2 rows of your Pinterest page. So those by nature then are the first most seen, I should say, the first things that people see, the most seen boards that you have on your Pinterest page. So you want to think about that when you're creating your Pinterest strategy, about what you're going to put in those boards, because that's what people are going to gravitate to more quickly and first when they come to your page, and that's where they're going to kind of spend most of their time. To go below the fold, it takes a little bit more effort. So people may get there, but they're going to see it a lot later after they see the stuff in your first 2 rows of Pinterest boards. So think about that. Maybe you want to put the links to things in your blog up top, things that you specialize in. I specialize in social media, so I have a social media board here. I put that up top. Testimonials for my products and services that different clients have posted, I put that up top. Things like that I tend to put up top because that's, what is really most important to my business. So kind of consider that when you're deciding how you want to arrange your boards. That's really important, and it's something that I would encourage you to think about when you're organizing your boards or reorganizing your boards if you've already got them structured and set up. So I told you guys that I was going to teach you a little bit about PicMonkey, that wonderful tool that you can use to edit stock photos. So turn to page 4, if you would, in your workbook there that I sent you guys. And I'm going to click over here to PicMonkey and show that to you. So PicMonkey is a terrific free online resource for editing stock photos or original images that you've taken without ever having to touch Photoshop. So some of you may love Photoshop and adore it. I know many people who do. I personally have a little experience with it, but not nearly as much as I would like to say I do. So to take some of that intimidation out, I just turn around and use PicMonkey. It works in your browser, and you don't have to have the actual program installed on your computer to use it. You just have to have an internet connection. And you go to www.picmonkey.com, PICMONKE.com. And what you can do is you can import a photo that you'd like to work on by going to the Edit a Photo portion of PicMonkey, and you bring the photo in. And you can make changes to the photo. You can add text to the photo. You can add layers to it to create different effects, all kinds of things. And it's going to completely change the photo depending on what you want to do with it, or maybe make only a slight change to the photo. But it's wonderful. And like I said, the free version is fantastic. And you can do so much with it. And let me show you guys how to do this. I'll just do a very quick one so you can see how easy it is to work in here. So let's say you're going to edit it. You're going to click on the Edit a Photo area here, and we're going to bring in a photo. Let's see here, one that we want to bring in. Just going to click really fast here on one that we know I've picked up that I want to use this sample photo. And I'm going to bring it in. It takes just a second. And it's going to import that photo into PicMonkey. So once this comes up, you'll be able to see it's just a plain pair of sandals on the sand on the beach. But maybe what I want to do is spice this up for maybe a summer promotion that I'm going to do, and I want to post it on Pinterest. Well, one of the first things that I want to tell you that is very handy to know is that, and this is just a little tip you can take in for yourselves here, things that you post on Pinterest, it's been proved over and over, time and time again, things that are twice as tall as they are wide tend to do much better on Pinterest. So this, is already kind of suited to that because it is much more tall than it is wide. Things that are more portrait than landscape do a lot better on Pinterest by nature. They just get more clicks. They drive a lot more traffic. It's just a much better type of photo to use. So let's say I want to make it even more tall than it is wide. So I would go over here and click on crop. and that would bring up this box that says, hey, how do you want to crop this? You would just drag it wherever you want it to go. It's very easy. You don't even have to get into the mathematics of dealing with different schematics or proportions, which you can in here, but you don't have to. You can just get very basic with it and use your eye to make sure it's even and drag those corners where you want them to be. Say apply, and it automatically changes your photo where you want it to be, which is really cool. It's just super easy. And then let's say I wanted to add some text to it. I could go down here to the text feature, which are the two T's for text, and click there. And I could say add text and just click on the add text button, and it's going to place like a text bar over the picture, and you can drag that where you want it. And then you can just start typing. So I could say, summer promotion, and you could just start typing. And when you click in that box, by the way, it's going to bring up a text box, which allows you to change the color. We can make this really bright fuchsia to kind of stand out if we wanted to. You could change the size of the text, make it bigger, and you can go over to the left and actually change the font to pick one of the fonts that are available. Not all the fonts are available to you. You have to be using the Royal version to have use of every one of the fonts, but the standard version does just fine. You have tons of fonts to pick from. So let's say we wanted to use, this font and make it, that size looks good. And then, you could go on and keep posting other text if you wanted to, and that kind of thing. And then you can actually go over here too and click on effects, which is this kind of magic wand with some little magic stuff going on over here. And you can actually change the overall effect of the whole picture by clicking on things like Orton or cross process, and you can see that it brightens it up or it adds different effects and different shadowing, and you just play with it. You just click and see what works, see what it does, and boost the colors. You can make it really, really sunny looking, or you can make it, you can soften it, make it kind of hazy looking, or you can take it and make it black and white. Just, go through and see what works and how you like it. And one thing I'm going to give you guys, when you're considering using text on your pictures and your photos, your images, when you're going to put them in Pinterest, make sure you use colors that, if you can, that are bright or that pop, as well as when you're choosing picture frames for things, which I recommend, because those two things, the colors of the text in your images and the colors of picture frames that you use to put around them, if you do choose to use picture frames, which I recommend, those things stand out on Pinterest. If you use brightly colored text in the images and the picture frames and stuff like that, most people don't often do that. So by you doing that, you're going to stand out. It's going to make your image stand out when it's in that flood of other images in Pinterest. So those are two tips I'd love to share with you guys and kind of nail home when, those are little handy tips you can put in your back pocket there. So we can even add a frame here by clicking the frame button. And one I use a lot is Simple Edge. You can click Simple Edge and it will throw an edge around it. And instead of just keeping it black, we could maybe make it something funky like a blue or green, something kind of pretty. It's going to make it stand out. Kind of blue like the water would be pretty. That's a neat one, kind of a turquoise color. And again, in doing that, when you put it in your Pinterest feed, it's going to really pop out. So that's good. You can say apply to make that stick. And then you just save it. You click the save button and it's going to save it somewhere, wherever you decide to put it. You select where you want to put it. It's going to prompt you for a place to put it. But that's easy, super easy, right? It's very, very simple to do things like that in PicMonkey. So I want to share that with you. So we'll move on to the bottom of page 4, the 3 things no pin should be without. And I'm going to say that the first thing I'd recommend that you want to write down that every pin you create should have, the first thing is a CTA, a call to action. And this is known to increase the engagement by as much as 80% with that pin that you pin. So a call to action is huge. If you create pins and don't put those things on there, and we won't always put those on every pin because a lot of our pins are fun. We're just doing it for the experience of pinning and because we enjoy it, and that's fine. But if you're going to put pins about a program that you're going to have coming up, an offering, a workshop, or an online class that you're going to have, something like that, put a call to action on your pin. It's amazing how much that call to action, click here now for information, or click this for the link to follow through to this, or whatever, however you want to do it. You have to generate your own call to action, but putting that on your pin or in the body of the description of your pin will make a huge difference. So I highly recommend that. The second thing that you want to make sure every pin has are keywords. Hugely important. Keywords can make an enormous difference in how much traffic your pin gets. So, for example, I'm going to click over to this interview I did with Gary Vaynerchuk. And if you can see here, I put in this pin in the form of hashtags. I put social media and entrepreneurship. Those serve as keywords and hashtags for this pin that I posted with the interview that I did with him. And when you click on it, it takes you through to my blog, which has driven a lot of traffic through to my blog, to the interview that I did with Gary. So keywords are huge, and you don't want to just use keywords in the pins themselves, which is great. You definitely want to use them there. You want to use them in your pages, your different Pinterest page headers here. Like, for example, in this one where I actually have different links to all my blog posts, I have the official Digital Sophisticate blog / social media for your soul. So I've got the keyword, social media there. I've got my company name, Digital Sophisticate. Blog is used there because all of that is important for SEO. That all gets populated into Google's SEO algorithms, and that's a huge thing. And you also want to put keywords in your header for your company, for your Pinterest page, when you create the description of your page. So here I've got my picture and I've got Digital Sophisticate, providing the tools and the knowledge to make your social media zoom. So I've got social media in there, and that's huge because that's going to go in and serve as a keyword to help find me when people are searching for, social media, Pinterest, that kind of thing. It's going to put me in with, all the other people that have social media and whatnot, and put me in that pool of people that post about social media on Pinterest. And it's important because Pinterest.com as a domain is a huge, very strong domain. It's much stronger than any of our singular domains are because so much traffic is driven to Pinterest every day, every moment, every hour. It's a huge, just gargantuan domain. So you can help yourself by drawing on the power of that domain by putting keywords everywhere you can. And the third thing that I want to emphasize are putting links in the description and in the pin itself whenever you do a pin, whenever you add a pin or make a pin, create a pin on Pinterest. So put your links in. So for example, again, I'll go back to this Gary Vaynerchuk one that I did. You never want to put a link up and don't put a pin on Pinterest and don't put a link in there. You always want to have that pin be clickable to go through to somewhere else, to a website, to a destination on the web. And sometimes if you're posting original content, it means you have to post it and then bring it back up again to add this right here, to click edit it and add the link, because it doesn't allow you to do it on the first posting. You have to go in, pull it up again. You have to go in, pull it up again, and have it, allow you to click it, to re-enter. You have to edit it. You have to edit the pin and go in here under source and actually edit the HTTP ://, and add your source there. It's just one of those things, and click Save Changes, that you have to do. Unfortunately, it's a two-step process. I know it's a little confusing, and hopefully I've explained that properly. But that's kind of the way it works when you're posting original content to Pinterest. So you never just want to have a pin go to nowhere, so that if someone clicks through to it, it just doesn't go anywhere. It's a dead end, because that, you get a few of those on your boards and people will start thinking, oh yeah, every time I click on that person's stuff, it doesn't really take me anywhere. You don't want that happening. So the last page, if you'll go to page 5 of your workbook, the Super Ninja Secret Revealed. I want to tell you about this wonderful secret. And this is actually something, again, that I learned from Gary Vaynerchuk. Not to bring him up again, but he is the man when it comes to social media. He is the rock star king of social media, I would say. To complete this phrase that I've got up here, Pinterest corners the market on mapping the interest graph. The interest graph, that's what goes in that line. This is where you go to learn about what people really love. This creates context on who they are and what they like. So really what we're learning is that, when people are on Pinterest, they're there with a different motivation. They're there with a different intention than they are when they are on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or a myriad of other social media platforms. They're there to post things they care about, things they love, maybe things they're interested in buying. They're there to look for things they want to buy. They're there with a different mind space and a different mindset. And they call this the interest graph, that Pinterest is the epitome of the interest graph. So that means things they're interested in, things they care about, and things they love get posted to Pinterest. And that is huge. That's really a huge statement. That means that you can use this to find out more about your audience and your peeps, the people that you really care to attract the most to your business. Find out when you're talking to your potential clients or your current clients, say, hey, by the way, what's your Pinterest page? I would love to go follow you, and go there and find out, what is it that they love? What are they pinning? What are the things that mean the most to them? Because you know what? They're posting those things on their Pinterest page. They're posting it in the different boards they have, and you'll be able to find out a lot about them because that's where they're putting it. They're not putting it as much on Facebook. They're not putting it on Twitter. They're definitely putting it on Pinterest. So you can dig deeper and find out about them. If you're looking for a gift to give that special client, you really aren't sure what to get them, believe me, you're going to find the answer in their Pinterest page. So a wonderful quote that I wanted to share with you guys that Gary Vaynerchuk of VaynerMedia.com recently said was, he said, if content is king, then context is God. So what that means is, it's the information that you get properly applied in that context is the most important information you can get. And his book that just came out, I would highly recommend it to you guys. Jab, 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 Right Hook is his third book, and I know it's going to be a bestseller. It's so good. It's just an excellent book. And it will teach you not just about Pinterest. It'll teach you about all the major social media properties and how to use them, why different people use them, what they're doing when they're posting on them, and how they're thinking. And it's just an excellent book. So I highly recommend it. And again, it's called Jab, 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 Right Hook. And so that's kind of another great stealthy way that you can use Pinterest to find out so much about the people that you care about, that you're doing business with. And another thing I wanted to share with you guys, a way that you could use your boards that just an example of someone who's doing it really well, it is Birchbox. So if you go to Birchbox here, they are a great company that has taken their boards, and they have a static image they use for each of their boards. And they have taken something like PicMonkey, or maybe they've used Photoshop, I'm not sure, but you can do this with either one, either way. And they use a static image, and they put what that board is about. They use a text overlay to put what that board is about on top of each of their boards. So it's very clear what that board is about before you even click on that board. See here, they've got finishing school, beautiful brides, summer, all these things, lips and hair, healthy and fit. done really nicely. So that's a great board, a set of boards. Their page, Birchbox, again, is it. You can go to pinterest.com/Birchbox, BIRCHBOX, is a great one to check out if you would like to kind of see what they do and model it. And that's about it for what I wanted to share with you guys on that front today. Just hopefully you've gotten some wonderful tips on different things to use and some wonderful takeaways that you can go apply to your business right away. That's my intent, is for you guys to walk away with some tips that you can use and start driving more traffic to your site. And I will share with you my new program that I have that I am actually launching on this coming Thursday, December 12th, is the first class, the first of 3. And it's called Going Pro with Pinterest. And it's about how you can actually use 2014 to be the year that you start really leveraging the power of Pinterest for your business. And what I plan on doing is ultimately making this a wonderful class for you to use to build a comprehensive, actionable strategy that you can implement for your business for your 2014 Pinterest marketing plan. And so it's the Jump Start to 2014 program, really. And what we're doing is we're going to meet once a week on Thursdays at 8 p.m. on December 12th, December 19th, and December 26th via live webinar for a fun info-packed 60-minute session. And just so you know, those are going to be recorded sessions. There's not a necessity to be there and attend live. There's not a huge benefit to attending live because I'm going to be doing everything over webinar. It is all recorded and delivered within 48 to 72 hours after the session. So if you can't attend live and you want to get the recordings and just implement the recordings on your own time when it's good for you, that's absolutely fine. But the goal is to develop a strategy for your business so that you can really up your Pinterest game and have your marketing in place by the time 2014 starts. So what we're going to do together is we're going to go over some Pinterest basics, tips and tricks, so that you can up your Pinterest game before we even get started on everything, get really into strategy. We're going to do that first. Then we're going to set some goals and intentions for 2014 so that we have an idea of the path that we want to take for your Pinterest marketing plan. Then we're going to develop that strategy, and we're going to do that all based around your ideal client avatar so that you really have a defined set of parameters around what you want to do because you know who you're doing it for. And we're going to create the content calendar for Pinterest. So you have that posting plan and you know what you want to post, you know why you want to post it, and to whom you're posting it for all of 2014. And as a bonus, I'm going to make sure every participant has a copy of my social media tips list. It gives out some of my favorite, most valued tips on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. And that's usually something only my one-on-one clients get. And I'm also going to throw in my latest version of my recommended readings and podcast list, which are the ones that I listen to, the books and things that I read, the audiobooks, regular books, the list of those, and the podcasts that I listen to that I know you'll love. And the investment in the program, the core program, which is everything mentioned above, is $247. And the Looks program, which includes everything in the core program plus a private 60-minute one-on-one Pinterest coaching session with me and a 20-minute Pinterest assessment specifically for your business, is $347. And there are no refunds for this, unfortunately, because of the nature of the program. But you can go ahead and register right now. It's open registration through this Wednesday, December 11th at midnight. And I just look forward to working with you all on this program. It's going to be very exciting. And you can go ahead and register on digitalsophisticate.com/going-pro-Pinterest if you're interested. Again, that's digitalsophisticate.com/going-pro-Pinterest. And the link is also in my website. You can just go there by going to services and offerings down to Going Pro with Pinterest. And this, again, the registration will have to close midnight this coming Wednesday, December 11th. And that way we can get started with the program. But again, everything will be recorded. And listen, if you have any questions about this, you're anxious, you want to get started, but you've got a few questions, just send me an email at tanya@digitalsophisticate.com, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you have. I would love to work with you. And if not, if you feel like this isn't the right time for you, absolutely fine. I understand. I just hope, my main concern is I want to make sure you guys got, some great value and some wonderful tips out of this today. I absolutely love Pinterest and I believe in it. I believe in using it for your business to take your marketing plan to another level because it's wonderful and it can absolutely do that. So thank you so much for being here. I really hope you all have gotten something out of this. And if you have any questions, again, Tanya@digitalsophisticate.com. And I look forward to talking with you again in the future. Thank you so much. Happy holidays. I wish you and yours all the best. And here's to a fantastic 2014. Thanks so much. And I really appreciate you attending. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.